The damp foot pressed against Levi's chest. I didn't bother hiding my irritation. He needed to dry it off. He remained motionless, his gaze defiantly fixed on the top of my foot. I nudged him again with my heel, a couple more times for good measure, until the water soaked into the collar of his shirt and dampened his skin beneath. A pained sound escaped him before he finally, reluctantly, cradled my foot in his hand and began drying it with the hem of his own t-shirt. Levi was the guy I'd decided to make miserable. The reason was simple. This new transfer student, my assigned roommate, had been looking at me with clear disdain since he moved in. His eyes would track me across the room, lingering on my waist, my hips, my legs. That evening, he'd been staring at my feet while I was soaking them. I finally snapped. "What are you looking at? If you like it so much, come over here and do something about it." To my surprise, he actually listened. He was a giant, a 6-foot-something athlete with suntan skin, but he folded instantly. He was scared of me. The realization made me bold. I pressed my foot more firmly against him. Pathetic. Later, after he dumped the basin of water, he climbed into his bed. I followed right after, slipping under his covers. The dorm beds were narrow, meant for one. I sprawled out deliberately, claiming most of the space. His voice wavered. "What are you doing?" I shifted closer, forcing him toward the edge. "Is there a problem? I'll sleep wherever I want." He was so much bigger, but he let himself be crowded, nearly hanging off the side. His discomfort was my satisfaction. He lay rigid, not moving an inch. I fidgeted under the blankets, twisting and turning until I heard his breathing grow uneven. His face flushed with frustration. He didn't dare say a word. Useless. I scoffed at his helpless expression. "These sheets are awful. They're scratching my skin." I grabbed his arm and yanked it under my neck. "And this pillow is too flat. How is anyone supposed to sleep like this?" Sometime during the night, the coarse fabric did irritate my skin, and I ended up shifting closer, my body leaning against his for most of the dark hours. The next morning, something in his eyes had changed. Before, his stares had been direct, challenging. Now, his gaze would dart away the moment ours met. Clearly, my authority had been established. The campaign of annoyance began in earnest. If he was brushing his teeth, I'd bump him aside with my hip to get to the sink. If he was showering, I'd snatch his towel and declare I was using it. When he headed to the bathroom, I'd smirk and block his path. "Let's see what you're working with." He seemed afraid, yet the only time he showed any consistent compliance was during the evening ritual. He'd quietly dry each of my toes after I'd pressed my foot against his chest, his shirt growing damp in the process. I sought him out to bother him. In the cafeteria, I deliberately sat at his table. The food was borderline inedible, a bland assortment that never appealed to me. I pushed the fatty pieces of meat from my tray over to his plate. He didn't protest, but his eyes grew suspiciously bright. I then scraped all the cilantro onto his portion. "Choke on it." A sheen of moisture glazed his eyes. He stared at his plate, his voice soft. How did you know I like cilantro?" Before I could process that, a girl from a nearby table approached, asking for his number. I stepped between them instantly. "You don't want his. Trust me, stay away." This was the secondary reason for my campaign. Levi had caused a minor sensation since arriving, but the rumor was he led girls on, never committing, never saying no, never taking responsibility. A classic player. In a way, I was performing a public service. After sending the girl away, I turned back to him with a triumphant look. "Didn't work out, did it?" Tears were tracing paths down his cheeks. "You're jealous." Jealous? What was he talking about? He'd said he liked cilantro? I must have misheard. Nobody actually liked cilantro. And the fatty meat, he was shoveling it into his mouth now while crying. I watched him, forcing him to keep eating. Look how disgusted he is. I snapped a quick picture of him, mid-bite, tears and all, and sent it to my friend Mason at another school. "This is the guy I've been dealing with." crying over cafeteria food and still takes it. So weak. Mason's reply was immediate and frantic. That's who you've been messing with? He looks like he could bench press a car. He hasn't knocked you out yet? I replied coolly. He wouldn't dare. He's completely whipped. Does my laundry, feeds me by hand. I've got him trained. To prove it, I recorded a short clip. I opened my mouth, and Levi placed a peeled, hard-boiled egg on my tongue. His finger briefly touched me, and he flinched, his entire face flushing as he watched for my reaction. I sent the video. Levi, still pink, murmured, "Are you posting that?" "For what?" I shot back. He looked down. "To remember the good times." "What good times?" Posting evidence of harassment was social suicide. Mason's response was even more agitated. "Are you insane? Can't you see the tension in his forearms? That's not a tame animal. That's a predator playing along. Push him too far and you'll regret it. He could turn you over his knee without breaking a sweat."
Impossible.
I observed my thoroughly domesticated Levi, now quietly eating his pile of cilantro. A tiger switching to a salad diet posed no threat. I was confident. Him? Spank me? Not a chance. The next period was phys ed, my least favorite. I was out of breath after half a lap, my face hot. Feeling lightheaded, I demanded Levi pull me along. Before I could reach his hand, my foot caught on a loose piece of gravel and I went down hard. Levi hoisted me onto his back before I could protest and broke into a jog toward the infirmary. "Slow down. You're jostling me. Why are you in such a rush?" I complained, pounding lightly on his broad shoulders. His voice was tight. "Sorry, I should have pulled you sooner." Even injured, he was scared of me, carrying me, speaking softly. I pouted. "You're darn right it's your fault." The antiseptic stung. In the sterile infirmary room, I hesitated, my knee trembling. Levi, standing beside the cot, finally spoke. "Lucas, you can bite me if you need to." He offered his hand. "If it hurts, bite down." I rolled my eyes. "I'm not scared." Seeing I wouldn't accept, he slowly pulled his sleeve back down, looking dejected as he retreated a step like a chastised follower. When the liquid finally hit the raw skin, I yelped, "Levi, get over here." But he didn't move immediately, his expression unreadable. A chill shot through me. Was he choosing now to rebel? Was Mason right? I stomped my good foot. "Now, give me your hand. It hurts." In the next moment, he tugged the neckline of his shirt aside, exposing his shoulder, and brought the curve of his neck to my mouth. "Bite here." My hands are dirty from earlier. The tension drained away. He wasn't rebelling. I told you he was obedient. With tears in my eyes, I bit down. The scent of clean soap and fresh cotton filled my senses. My mind stuttered. We only ran during class. When did he have time to get his hands dirty? I left a clear set of teeth marks on his neck. Later, in our room, he examined them in the reflection of his darkened phone screen, accidentally taking a photo. My knee ached, and the thought of climbing down to wash my feet was exhausting. Maybe I could skip it for one night. Levi was pacing anxiously below my bunk. "What's your problem?" "You're making me dizzy," I grumbled, pulling the curtain shut. He dared to pull it back open. You, spit it out. "Are you in a bad mood today?" Who wouldn't be after falling? I shrugged. "It's fine." I shut the curtain again. Scrolling through my phone, I saw a new post from him. Routine changed. "What now?" Someone commented, "Mine stopped too." Levi replied, "Not stopped. Suddenly changed." Routine? Was this player secretly a cat owner? I peeked through the curtain gap. He did look genuinely troubled, like someone worried about a pet. Then it hit me. I didn't have to wash my own feet. Injured or not, I had Levi. I climbed down and ordered him over. He seemed almost eager as he knelt with the basin. When it came time to dry them, I placed my foot on his chest. A faint smile touched his lips. Laughing at me? Kicked not gently. He winced, the smile vanishing, but his eyes held a strange, sharp clarity. A low groan escaped him, his throat working. As he carefully dried between my toes, he ventured a question. "There's a new comedy movie this weekend. Want to see it?" I was busy texting Mason, who had just offered to set me up. "Sure, when?" I replied. "This weekend," came Mason's answer. "And there's a new barbecue place. I bought a Groupon." Levi's voice broke through. "Sounds good. Send me the QR code for everything," I said absently, typing to Mason, "Okay. I'll take her to the new movie and that barbecue spot." I looked up at Levi. "Oh, and make sure you get 2 tickets." He was blushing, still holding my foot. "Yeah, I know. So we can stay after," and I finished his thought. "Because I'm bringing someone." "What?" His grip loosened. My foot dropped back into the water with a splash, spraying my face. I was furious. "What is wrong with you?" "It was just dry." Levi stood up abruptly, his hands curling into fists. The overhead light cast his large frame into a shadow that engulfed me. "What did you say? Who are you going with?" The sudden shift was intimidating, but I knew his cowardice. It was a bluff. I stood up in the basin myself, water sloshing. "With a very pretty girl." "Got a problem with that?" "You offered the tickets, I didn't beg." Something was off today. His voice was low, tense. "I offered them for us. Just the 2 of us." I stared at him. "Have you lost it? Why on earth would it only be with you?" He didn't look scared. His face was set. "Because it just is. I think you're the one pushing it now." "Pushing what?" I'd been pushing from day one. Before I could connect Mason's about untamable tigers. One of Levi's hands locked around my waist. The other braced against the bed frame behind me, caging me in. He lowered his head. His lips met mine. "You're not going." Why was he kissing me? And my mouth? It had just been splashed with foot water. Wasn't that gross? I slumped onto the edge of the bed, bewildered. I watched him walk to the sink, pick up my discarded socks, and begin washing them as if nothing had happened. His shoulders were still broad, his posture still seemingly submissive. During the kiss, he'd refused to let me go until I gasped out that I wouldn't meet the girl. I'd been kissed breathless, my limbs weak. "Fine, I won't go, okay?" "Not good enough. You're going with me." I will." He'd finally released my swollen lips, and I'd collapsed back onto the mattress. Was he insane? What had gotten into him? His cat's routine changed, so he took it out on me? I pulled out my phone. "Hey, something came up. Can't make it this weekend." Mason replied instantly. "Seriously? I just set it up. What's going on? Just cover for me." "Really can't." He sensed something. "You okay, Lucas?" What happened? Pride sealed my lips. "I'm fine. Just busy." I couldn't say I'd been thoroughly kissed by another guy. That my legs had gone weak. How humiliating. I thought of Mason's words. He was right. Even rabbits bite when cornered. The gentlest zoo animal could snap. Everyone has a limit. Levi had one. And his method of enforcement was kissing. Terrifying. Maybe I should back off. What if he kissed me until I passed out? Perfect, untraceable crime. I limped to the sink to take my socks from him. "I'll hang them." He set them down, lifted me, and carried me back to his bed. "Lie down. I'll be right there." I decided to stop tormenting him. I didn't want to crowd him anymore. I started to slide off. "It's too cramped for 2. Let's not." His eyes darkened. I froze. His expression then brightened. "Are you saying you want to go somewhere else tonight?" "Go somewhere?" Nervousness prickled. "Is there something we can only do somewhere else? Beat me up? Kiss me until I blacked out and hide the body?" He watched my hesitation. "You don't want to?" I shook my head. I wasn't ready to die. "Then stay right here." Remembering the kiss, I reluctantly lay back. The night passed without incident. He gave me plenty of space. The next day was normal. No further rebellion. The weekend arrived. Levi took me to the movies as promised. I clung to his arm, trembling. I thought this was a comedy. He looked genuinely apologetic. Sorry. I must have bought the wrong tickets. I suffered through the entire film, digging my fingers into his arm hard enough to leave marks. He didn't complain. My confidence returned. This was the old Levi, the one who was afraid of me. The earlier incident was just a pressure valve releasing. He was still my pushover. At the barbecue place, I picked the charred skin off my chicken and deposited it on his plate. He accepted it. I dumped my unwanted cilantro into his bowl. He looked like he might cry again. Then a girl approached me, phone in hand. My heart leaped. I started to pull up my contact code. Levi's hand covered my screen. No. He said it flatly to her, no smile. Another potential connection severed. And in that moment, I understood the pattern. As long as girls weren't involved, Levi was my personal doormat. He just couldn't stand the thought of anyone else getting attention.
Pure petty jealousy.
Wasn't his own rumored roster enough? Walking back, we passed a riverside park where a festival was underway. A crowd gathered around a live metalworking demonstration, sparks flying like golden rain. I rose on my toes trying to see. Levi immediately offered. I can lift you. Since it didn't involve a girl, the old rules applied. I sat on his shoulders, getting a perfect view. As I was enjoying the spectacle, a familiar face in the crowd made my blood run cold. I scrambled down. What's wrong? He set me down gently. I saw Professor Evans. Levi wasn't concerned at all. His cheeks were pink as he slowly laced his fingers through mine. So what? We're in college. If she asks, we'll just tell her. Tell her what? That I was harassing someone? That I was riding on his shoulders? You wouldn't be the one getting lectured. Life resumed its rhythm. I reclaimed my role. If he had a muffin, I'd take a bite and hand it back. If he had a carton of milk, I'd drink the last of it. If he was sleeping, I'd press my cold feet against his stomach. He murmured that it helped him cool down. Just an excuse from someone who wouldn't fight back. I didn't argue. Levi remained afraid. He still washed my feet, still let me push against his chest. As long as I avoided the girl trigger, my lips were safe. So I went out for drinks with Mason. I got thoroughly wasted. Levi found me. My backside felt oddly cold in the night air. Why didn't you tell me you were going out? Why should I? Why didn't you check in? Since when do I check in with you? Who with? Mason. But I wasn't telling him. My face felt warm. None of your business. He grabbed my wrist. I glared. Let go, or I'll kick you. I lifted my foot. He caught my ankle instead. Let me go. As I struggled, the bell for the next period rang. It was a study hall where they showed an educational film about bullying. Levi gave me some water and aspirin. My head cleared. The film was graphic, harsh. During the worst scenes, I glanced back at Levi. He sat a few rows behind, looking genuinely upset. A wave of guilt washed over me. Had I been that bad? He was probably reliving every moment, fighting tears. The film and the guest speaker's words afterward hit me hard. The weight of what I'd been doing or trying to do settled in my stomach. During the break, I found him.
Levi, I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have done any of that. I hurt you. That was wrong. You can be mad, you can yell at me. I want you to forgive me. I looked down, biting my lip. His eyes were red-rimmed. Just don't do it anymore. I stopped. Truly stopped. I kept my distance. I didn't ask him to wash my feet. But Levi seemed angry with me. He was angry, and he kept posting online, worried about his pet. Routine changed. What now? Sudden change in pattern. What to do? How to restore the routine? I approached him carefully. Levi, are you still upset with me? His expression contorted strangely. I looked away. I get it. What I did was wrong. You don't have to forgive me easily. but I'll earn it. When the final bell rang that evening, I walked to the front of the nearly empty study hall. A man owns his mistakes. Levi. My voice shook. A few people looked up. I want to formally apologize for bullying you. I'm going to reflect on my behavior. I'll stay away from you from now on. I won't bother you again. As soon as the words left my mouth, Levi was out of his seat. He crossed the room and pulled me into a tight hug. Why would you stay away? Honey? He was crying. Honey, why didn't you let me wash your socks today? The bed's warm. Are you coming over tonight? Why didn't you put your feet on my chest like you usually do? Honey? The few students still packing their bags froze. I was frozen. Who are you calling honey? Levi held on tighter, his voice muffled against my shoulder.
Honey, I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have gotten mad about you going out. Don't be upset anymore. You haven't slept in my bed for days. Someone in the room whispered. They share a bed? Levi took my hand and held it up, addressing the room. Lucas and I have been together for a while. I hope you'll all be cool about it. Together? I jerked back. Let go of me. Levi simply kissed me again. Right there. Honey, don't say things like that when you're upset. It's my fault for making you mad. The stunned silence broke. A couple of girls near the door cooed. Lucas, forgive your man. Don't break up over a little jealousy. It's totally fine, we support you. This is so sweet. He's apologizing in front of everyone. Lucas, it's okay to admit you're dating. We are not dating. I had 10 arguments and no way to voice them. Amidst the sudden supportive chatter, Levi simply lifted me and carried me out of the room. What was that? What do you mean? We weren't lying. We are together. Says who? I was bullying you. Nonsense. You were not. Levi frowned, confused, listing points. We kiss. We go on dates. We're together all the time. We sleep in the same bed. We watched the Spark show together. I was momentarily speechless. Was that dating? Was I dating Levi? What about the kicking? He blinked. The routine? What routine? I'm talking about me kicking you. He blinked again. You mean our flirting? Flirting? Two guys don't flirt like that. He reached for me. Honey, pushed him away and ran. Stay away from me. Being called honey by another guy was mortifying. And I didn't even like guys. I ignored him after that. But he became a shadow. Honey, have some water. He'd offer his bottle. Push it away. I'm not your honey. He'd look wounded, biting his lip. You can still have some. You look tired. I am tired. Because of you. You kissed me in front of everyone. He bowed his head.
I'm sorry, honey.
Then he gently tugged my sleeve. The bed's warm. Wanna come over? For what? To cuddle? I was crowding you. Can't you tell? His obtuseness was almost impressive. He just smiled, rubbing the back of his neck. I don't mind being crowded by you. Then he'd kneel and start rolling up my pant leg, his expression earnest. Let's wash your feet. My shirt collar is really absorbent today. I yanked my foot back, accidentally kicking over the basin. Water spread across the floor. My chest heaved. I told you to stop calling me that. He didn't get angry. He fetched a towel and knelt to soak up the water. Okay. Not honey. How about baby? No. He was endlessly patient. Knowing I wouldn't accept overt gestures, he'd quietly wash my clothes, leave snacks on my desk, place a warm latte beside my books, compile study notes for me before exams. Before class one day, he asked again if I wanted to get dinner after. No. It was the 8th rejection. My resolve was weakening. It was just a meal. Sharing a burger didn't make me his anything. Maybe I could say yes this once. After the lecture, I shuffled slowly toward his usual seat. Before I reached it, I saw him surrounded by a group of laughing girls. Levi was smiling, chatting easily. The memory of his player reputation slammed back into me. He glanced up, our eyes met. I clenched my fists and turned away. He caught up, weaving through the hall. Hey, sure you don't want to grab something? I felt a sudden, sharp irritation. I said no. Why keep asking? I thought you might change your mind. I never change my mind. I walked faster, an unfamiliar anger simmering in my gut. The pattern seemed to confirm itself. More and more girls sought him out. He was friendly to all of them. Even as he walked a few paces behind me, a girl waved. He waved back, smiling warmly. I finally spun around, my face dark. Levi, stop following me. He looked startled, his eyes widening. Are you still that angry? I was almost breathless with frustration. Go follow her. He looked confused. Why would I follow her? My jaw ached. Fine. Then go follow the one from this morning with the butterfly clip. Or the one yesterday outside the dorm with the huge eyes. Or the one from last week with the beauty mark and the long legs. Or the whole group from the other day that was hanging all over you. My voice cracked unexpectedly, a betraying thickness in it. You have so many options. Just stop following me. Tear escaped. I turned my head quickly. Levi closed the distance in a step and wrapped his arms around me. My face pressed against the solid plane of his chest. A realization seemed to dawn on him. Are you jealous? I wiped my nose on his shirt. No. With your fan club, I'd have to take a number. I don't get jealous. He held me with one arm and pulled out his phone with the other. Look, these recent messages aren't from girls hitting on me. After I told everyone about us, some of them are just fans. They send me tips on how to make up with you. Others are writing little stories. See? They all say you're some kind of player. That's just a rumor. My phone is clean. I am too. I kept my head tilted away, but one eye glanced at the screen. Whatever. Not my business. My body, however, leaned slightly more into his hold. It was chilly out. Having someone warm to lean against wasn't terrible. He felt the shift. Can I call you honey now? I was about to answer when my phone buzzed. A message from Mason. Reading it, I pushed Levi away again, shaking my head violently. No, absolutely not. I took a leave of absence. I ignored Levi's calls and texts. He couldn't find me. Mason couldn't reach me. The next time Levi saw me, I was leaving a different school's administrative building. The truth was, the moment I'd felt that sick twist in my stomach seeing him talk to another girl, I knew. I had feelings for Levi, but how could I possibly deserve him? He was so good, so kind, that he'd even mistaken my cruelty for affection. Meanwhile, my intentions had been genuine. I really had wanted to hurt him. Mason's text had been the final reminder. Hey, you never talk about that roommate you were messing with anymore. It forced me to remember exactly who I was. Even if my bullying was, in his eyes, just clumsy flirting, the desire to cause discomfort had been real.
Ide acta on rumors.
He was nothing like the rumors said. I was the flawed one. I was the problem. I kept my head down, sweeping the hallway floor after the event. A staff member patted my shoulder. That's it for today. We'll call you for the next anti-bullying awareness drive. Thanks. I shouldered my backpack and walked out the main doors. Levi was there, leaning against a bike rack. Where have you been? He pulled me into an embrace before I could react. I was so worried about you, honey. Still with the honey. I saw the volunteer vest I still wore. He read the text printed on the back softly. Anti-bullying outreach volunteer. You were volunteering? The heat of shame rushed to my face. Don't you get it? After everything, you still call me that? You have to understand, when you thought I was being nice, I was actually trying to be mean. I'm not a good person. I'm not what you deserve. I don't deserve to be your anything. He kissed me, stopping the torrent of words. Honey, I don't blame you. You didn't really do anything to me. It was all in your head. You came to my bed. You slept next to me. Who else would see that as anything but closeness? My voice was small. But I believed the rumors about you. I judged you and acted on it. I wanted to hurt you. How is being with someone like that not embarrassing for you? He rested his forehead against mine. But you realized you were wrong. You apologized. You're trying to teach others not to make the same mistake. Being with you isn't embarrassing. I'm proud of you. Later that night, I was lying face down on a hotel bed, rubbing my lower back. My phone rang. A student from the day's event. Hey, your talk today really made me think. But one thing, you said bullying has serious consequences. What kind of consequences? The consequences are, Levi, ease up. I hung up quickly. I typed out a reply with trembling fingers. Total physical and mental exhaustion. From his perspective, it all looked different. The day I moved into the dorm, I saw him. Lucas. He was stunning. Curly chestnut hair, crisp white shirt, shorter than me. I couldn't stop looking. His waist, the way he moved, his legs. His feet were perfect. A work of art. Then the art told me to get over there. I went. He let me touch his feet. Something so personal. He must have liked me. The little routine began. He came to my bed. He used my arm as a pillow. This was it. This was love. My arm went numb, but I didn't move all night. Couldn't disturb him. He had sensitive skin. My rough sheets left marks. I needed to get silk. Anything for him. We were together now. First relationship. So nervous. Couldn't even look at him directly. He'd bump into me playfully. Share a towel. Tell risque jokes. He even found out I loved cilantro and gave me his. And the fatty bits of meat he didn't want. He remembered my favorites. And he always initiated the evening routine. This was happiness. He got jealous too. Perfection. When he fell, my heart dropped. But I saw an opportunity. Let him mark me. Let everyone see. He's mine. The routine stopped. Panicked. Why? Then he said he was taking a girl out. Anger hot and sharp. Why wouldn't he go with his boyfriend? I kissed him. A disobedient, playful partner just needed to be reminded. I chose the scary movie. Loved feeling him cling to me. We did all the couple things. Movies, dinner, the festival. Our first real date. If a professor asked, I'd say I pursued him. He was proud. He wouldn't want to admit he climbed into my bed first. He went out drinking with another guy. Felt like a crack in my world. Why didn't he tell me? I was furious. That film they showed about bullying, I couldn't focus. All I tasted was jealousy. The routine had stopped again. He was upset with me. Then he started apologizing, saying he'd bullied me. It was bewildering. He thought our relationship was harassment? During that speech in the study hall, I couldn't let that stand. I hugged him. Honey, the bed's warm. Come back tonight. He said he wasn't my honey. He was clearly upset, saying crazy things. We'd been together for ages. He kept saying it. He really believed he'd been tormenting me. It was a shock. But then he started volunteering, trying to make amends in his own way. Even if I never felt bullied, what he was doing now was good. It was important. I joined the volunteer group too. He even invited his friend Mason. So that was the drinking buddy. He came back to me. He was so beautiful, so responsive. I had to be careful, so gentle. He still clutched a pillow and complained softly. Adorable.
Mine.